So for me, iron, when Plexus first released it, I was actually really annoyed. I thought this is a really lame supplement. Anybody can get iron anywhere. There's nothing innovative about iron. Like, why are we releasing this product? I didn't have any clue that it was something that I struggled with. It's never shown up on a blood test for me. Like Misty was saying earlier, they don't always show up on the test when they're testing for iron. And I just didn't see the value in this product. And what I was suffering with at the time were things that I assumed were perimenopausal because I'm 45, I'm at that age where you start to see those things. My mood swings were crazy. And they seemed to all be about the time of my cycle, which made me also think that this is hormonal. Um, I wasn't necessarily tired in the sense that I've never been one to like need naps or actually feel like I'm falling asleep tired, but for me tired was more unmotivated. Like I wasn't noticing my inner I'm a pretty high energy personality, and I'm kind of addicted to how that feels. Like since I'm so used to being high energy, if I'm ever not high energy, I don't like that feeling. And so I tend to kind of, overdo caffeine just to get it back. And I've kind of been that way my whole life. And so I've noticed over the past couple of years that high energy has been harder to come by. And like I said, it's not that I'm tired. I don't need a nap. I'm just like, I'm not, I don't want to do all the things, like it's almost like laziness is what I'm feeling. And I don't like that feeling. And so it was kind of hard to really pinpoint what it was, but I was just assuming this is getting old. This is old age. This is perimenopausal. This is just what happens. And while I did not love it, that's what I thought it was. And so Iron Woman come out and I decided to give it a test. And oh my gosh, all of those things went away like within days. It wasn't like I had to be on the product a couple months. It was like maybe 3 days max. I was like, oh, who is this youthful, energetic person again? Like I remember her. And the crazy thing is, and I'm one of those people who have to be taught a lesson like 100 times for it to set in, is since Iron Woman has been released, I have stopped taking it so many times. And a lot of my issues is I just have a hard time swallowing pills and I'm not great at being consistent. I'm just not. I'm super consistent with our drinks. I will drink them all 100 times a day, but our pills, I have to literally force myself like a child. And so if I think, is this really still doing anything for me? It's one less pill to swallow. I may skip it for a day and then I'll skip it for a week. And then all of a sudden, all of these feelings are back again. I'm like, why do I keep doing this to myself? I just noticed like 3 or 4 days ago, I was like, I'm not motivated. I got so much stuff I got to do for the holidays. My house is a wreck, and I'm just gonna sit here and play a game on my phone instead, you know? And I'm like, why? And then I realized, oh, I have not had iron in like a week and a half. Like, and literally, I mean, it is almost instant at how I feel better again when I am back on the product. So if you're like, I don't need iron, I'm not having issues, I want to read through some of the symptoms of low iron so that wait a second, maybe I do need this product. And let me tell you, our dosages on this product are very low. So it's not something that you're at a high risk of overdosing. It's a very low amount with ingredients in it that help it be very high absorption so that you feel the effect of it without the worry of overdosing on iron, which is also a concern I had when I saw this first release, because I always thought you can't take iron unless you know you need it. So here is some of the symptoms of low iron. So we have fatigue and weakness, which again, fatigue can also be like that feeling of unmotivation. It doesn't need to be like, I want to take a nap. Paleness, if you're noticing your skin feel paler than normal. A lot of times it can show inside of your eyelids. Shortness of breath, if you're noticing when you're exercising or you're going on a walk, you're getting winded more easily, or you have a rapid heartbeat, your heart is racing more than normal. Dizziness or lightheadedness. This is something I've always struggled with my whole life. Like I have that vagal nerve response is what, is what I've always blamed it on. If you stand up and you get dizzy, or you tend to kind of pass out very easily, this could be low iron. Cold hands and feet, another thing I've always had my whole life. I never realized that that was an iron deficiency issue. So that could be because iron deficiency can lead to poor circulation, and it happens because your body is prioritizing those vital organs over your extremities. Headaches, frequent headaches because of lack of oxygen reaching the brain, brittle nails and hair loss. If you're noticing your nails are breaking easier than normal, restless leg syndrome, cravings for non-food substances, which is known as pica. So if you see some people tell you that they're one of the big things I hear people crave a lot that have pica, there's the obvious ones like dirt and clay and ice, chalk. But the one I know I've had several customers crave is it baking soda? It's baking powder. I think it's baking powder. And I mean, I have a customer who will eat baking. I think it's either baking soda or baking powder, but I think it's baking powder. No, it's not. It's what's the stuff that you mix with water to make that? It's a thickener. Now I'm going to need to Google it.
Is it cream of tartar?
It's not cream of tartar.
Um, um, oh gosh, I know what you're saying.
Cornstarch. Cornstarch.
There, yeah.
Yes. And I mean, I had a girl that she would eat cornstarch like dessert, like with a spoon, like loved it and got her on Iron Woman. And that has helped her a ton on that. And I thought she was at first when she told me this, I like made so much fun of her. And then I researched it and realized this is a normal thing. There are people out there just eating cornstarch like dessert. I'm like, I had no idea. Um, so if anyone says it to you, get them on Iron Woman. Sore or swollen tongue, which is one I didn't know was a thing. And there's or a smooth tongue. If the tongue looks glossy, that could be a sign. Irritability or mood swings, which was my big sign. Impaired immune function, if you're noticing your immune's low, and poor endurance, which I think we kind of talked about earlier, like shortness of breath. So these are kind of some of the big signs that this might be a product that could help you. So don't just think that just because your levels are low, this isn't something you need. Other groups of people that might benefit from iron that may need them, pregnant women usually need iron. Women who are menstruating need iron. Infants and young children. I don't necessarily suggest infants be on this product, but that is a category that typically runs low in iron. Adolescents, especially girls who are just starting their periods, this could be a great product. Actually, the more I was reading today, the more I'm realizing I really need to get my 15-year-olds on this because they are showing signs of low iron. Um, Vegetarians tend to have lower iron, people with gastrointestinal disorders, individuals with chronic blood loss, older adults, people with low iron diets or poor nutrition, heavy athletes, an individual with chronic illnesses. So really a lot of people, let's just say that's the majority, especially the majority of women, which is why I think they made this a product that's called Iron Woman, although it's not just for women. So let's talk about the actual product now. So Iron Woman has really like five ingredients. We have vitamin C, there's iron, cysteine, lactobacillus plantarum, which is probiotic, and medium chain triglyceride powder, so MCT powder. So those are basically our ingredients in iron. And I want to kind of break down why like these ingredients are important and how they kind of make our iron so effective with such a low amount. So there's 10 milligrams of ferrous fumarate iron. It's a non-heme iron, which means it is plant-based, not animal-based. So this is a vegan product that you can give to your friends who don't consume animal. Um, and it's ferrous iron, which means it's more readily absorbable than ferric forms. So that's a positive on the type of iron that it is. But it's 10 milligrams, which again, a lot of doctors will prescribe way more than that for people with low iron amounts. Um, It also is combined with vitamin C. So iron is almost always paired with vitamin C because iron is best absorbed in an acidic environment. And so that's why they pair it with vitamin C. You want to make sure when you're taking your iron, you're not like drinking it with a glass of milk or something alkaline that might actually like negate that. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're telling people to take their iron. Just avoid calcium when you're taking it. It's also combined with cysteine, which is an amino acid, and this is actually shown to double the absorption of non-heme iron. So studies have shown that cysteine actually is better with helping iron absorption than the vitamin C. Um, and the cysteine, because it has the ability to form complexes with iron that actually chelates the iron, allowing it to be transformed into the bloodstream. And so it's actually, while the vitamin C is there because it absorbs better in the acidic environment, the cysteine is actually there for the chelation form of the iron so that it's actually helping your body get into the bloodstream the way it's supposed to. And then the probiotic that we've added into it is also helping with the absorption. It enhances iron absorption by improving bioavailability in the iron and supports the digestive process. It also, the other cool thing that I thought that this did is it neutralizes harmful bacteria that inhibit iron absorption. So this specific probiotic, so I didn't realize this, there's certain bacteria in our gut that keep you from absorbing vitamins and minerals. And this specific probiotic gets rid of that bad bacteria that actually inhibits the absorption of iron. So that's another reason why this probiotic is important in this iron. And then we have the MCT powder, which it is actually one of the iron is known for causing digestive issues in people. And it's one of the big reasons why a lot of people just avoid iron. They're like, I know I need iron, but I don't want to be on it because I'm going to get constipated. I'm going to feel worse. It's going to upset my stomach. And it's typically for people, they don't see the benefits because all they see is the negative side effects. Well, this is one area where this MCT powder, along with the probiotic, actually are really help our iron. It promotes the activity of bile and helps with the digestive process. So this helps soothe your digestive system and reduce that gastrointestinal side effects that iron could cause, especially when you're paired with the probiotic alongside it. So and it's also like again, it's a lower iron amount, so they're not going to see when they're on those heavy doses of iron, they're going to see, and a lot of times that heme iron, which is the animal iron, can be another form that can cause more like side effects for the digestive system. So this is going to be an iron that you can give to your customers. You don't have to worry about them overdosing on it. You don't have to worry about them having negative side effects, and they're going to see positive results. So I love this product. I think it is very underrated and under talked about. And again, like I said, it has changed how I have felt so drastically much. It's almost been one of my like number one products for like radical health change, which feels crazy to say. When we have so many incredible products, like this is one that I see one of the most noticeable effects in any product that we carry. Okay, so that's kind of my spill on the Iron Woman. Do y'all have any questions or thoughts or stories? Like what's y'all's feedback? Misty's at Costco.
Well, I'll tell about my husband taking it because his iron level did come back low. And so he's like, well, that says it's for a woman. And I said, anybody can take it. And
Right.
I could tell, he said I could tell in his skin coloring and just his energy. And he just felt different. And
Yeah.
like I said, it was just like 3 or 4 days, not a week or
Yeah.
that I could tell the difference. And he could tell it also. So, but now I'm going to start taking it after hearing all this.
Good. I mean, that's the thing I love about it. Like our Probio 5 is miraculous and our triplex and all of that, but it takes like, 60, 90, 120 days for people to start seeing results. And this is a product that people who are not patient can see those results real fast.
That's the same I was talking about before we started recording. I think anyone who is on blood thinners needs to just take it. Um, Interestingly, when I talked to my my hematologist after the fact. He's like, yeah, we probably need to have you on iron. And I was like, well, why didn't you warn me of that beforehand? So I didn't feel like I felt for 2 weeks. And he said, well, because typically it just doesn't come up. We typically just only recommend supplements whenever people have complaints and they tell us about it. So I I I think that anyone on blood thinners needs to consider it. I mean, you think about what blood thinners do.
Mm-hmm.
And my physical and emotional health was greatly impacted. Like everything you talked about a while ago was me. Like all of it, except I didn't crave ice chips. I didn't have the pica, but everything else,
Yeah.
like emotionally, I was drained. I physically could not function. So,
Yeah.
and everybody in HEB that was around me just now learned about IronWoman. So,
That's amazing.
Yeah, there was great tips that you had in there and great information that some of it that I hadn't considered before as far as like how it shows up. So I think it's super, super impactful to know those things because there's many times I have conversations with people and I forgot about the calcium as well. Like I need to because there's one lady I know of in particular that she's on the iron, but she's only taking one capsule a day. She's been suffering from low iron for a very long time. And so I'm going to actually encourage her to maybe take more. But also asking her questions like, is she taking anything that's like a base that's going to be causing a decrease in the absorption because she's been doing the Iron Woman for probably like 6 months and maybe not that long. I don't know, like pretty much as soon as it came out. And she hasn't noticed a huge impact, but I think that there's small tweaks that she needs to do. And from there she'll have a better result because for me, I've had incredible results. Like I've had zero of the abdominal, like I would have really bad constipation and nausea and vomiting. Like it was awful for iron products in the past. So I was pleasantly surprised on how much of an impact that I'm able to have in the positive way and not have all the negatives. So I really promoted it as well because I think a lot of people are walking around with low iron. But like you said, avoid it because of all of the side effects. It's like it's not worth it.
yeah, and I've got a girl whose doctor prescribed her. I can't remember. It was a couple of 100 milligrams of iron a day, and that's how low her iron was. And that's because of the bioavailability of the regular. Well, let's just say it's garbage iron, y'all. It's garbage. We don't know what we're getting, first of all. But she switched over to Iron Woman. That 10 milligrams of that more absorbable iron fixed her iron issue. She'd been struggling and suffering with regular iron. That's a lot of iron, y'all. Think about what that does to your belly.
Yeah.
It also affected her thyroid, taking that much iron.
Yeah.
So,
It's crazy. Well, I love this product and I think it's definitely one that we need to be promoting more and sharing more about. So thank y'all for hopping on the call with me today and let's all make a post about iron. I'll post some iron stories and stuff in our Momentum Maker chat so that y'all have something to share. And yeah. Any other thoughts?
Nikki, are you going to put this recording in the
Yes.
chat by any chance?
Yes, I sure will. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, y'all have a great Monday and we will chat soon.
Thanks, Nikki.
Bye.